IOM. Assalamu alaikum, Wanakkam, Namaste from the IOM team in Sri Lanka and Maldives. It is my pleasure and honor to highlight that women are the key actors in achieving global goals. However, today, unlike any other day before, we are challenged and tested by the complex, intertwined, multifaceted issues impeding our goals. Worsening climate-related issues play a critical role determining how vulnerable population, particularly women and girls, withstand such impacts. Things have become uniquely difficult, especially in an era of global pandemic. COVID-19 has disproportionately affected women and widened the gender inequality across the globe. Sri Lanka or the Maldives is no exception. In Sri Lanka, agriculture contributes the lowest share of GDP of the country. Number of migration studies show that internal migration of the people towards urban areas due to increased employment opportunities in the service sector. Further, the majority of the migration to the urban centers are by men. This leaves women and children behind in the rural areas. Sri Lanka rural economy is primarily agro-based. Further, the highest share of the employment in agriculture sector comprises of women, which again puts them back in the rural areas. It is in these unequivocally challenging times we must advance, enhance, and amplify our support for the women and girls the most. So, as we observe the International Women's Day this year, particularly with the theme of climate change and migration, a matter of gender equality, it is time for us to amplify the contribution of women and girls around the world who are leading the changes on climate change adaptation, mitigation, and response to build a more sustainable future. As resilient as women are, advancing gender equality in times of climate crisis is proving to be a global challenge, particularly for the mobile population. These climate-induced disasters hamper not just women's livelihood, but also their mobility and migration. Recognizing the impact of climate-induced migration, IOM Sri Lanka is actively engaged with the government in understanding the nexus between migration, environmental degradation, and climate change. Working closely with the government of Sri Lanka and the affiliated entities, IOM is formulating an evidence-based roadmap to integrate human mobility dimensions into the climate-related policies and programs. A key element of this project looks at building the resilience of a group of women who are affected by migration through a climate-resilient livelihood program. They will be assisted with necessary skills, knowledge, and infrastructure, and empowered to engage in a climate-resilient livelihood activity in a sustainable manner. These women will then be empowered to pay it forward. To draw your attention, we have captured the story of a woman farmer who is engaged in a climate-resilient livelihood. I urge all of you to watch the video posted in IOM's social media pages. It is only with the women like Lanka Sanjeevani, empowered and engaged as a change agent, that we can start to work towards climate resilience, mitigation, and adaptation. This is not only the Lanka story, but of many. In spite being at the thresholds of vulnerability, it is critical to recognize that women, including migrant women, are powerful agents, leaders, and change makers in their families and at communities, providing necessary resources, facilitating migration, and also adapting at the chain of displacement. This International Women's Day, with the support from the government of Sri Lanka and the government of Maldives and IOM partners, my team and I reiterate our commitment to examine the opportunities as well as the constraints to empower women and girls to be the voices and the equal players in decision making related to migration, climate change, and sustainable development. We call upon all your support in our endeavors. Thank you very much.